How do we create peace? Like, isn't this the thought on everyone's mind right now? As we sort of go headlong further and further into a warring environment, into a divisive um, earth, and that division is apparent everywhere. And peace seems to be so far away. If we look at it externally, if we look at the outside world. Now, what is so important to remember here is that there is somewhere else we have to look for peace. And I'm going to have a brief chat about that in this video today. So welcome to the video. I'm Jacquelyn Atkins, and I'm a channel of the Rose Line. Today, the Rose Line are around me, but not so much specifically speaking through me for this video. I won't be challenging, I was going to say, maybe I will be challenging. I want to share my thoughts on peace, and I also want to share an invitation with you to a free event that I'm holding, which ties in with what I'm going to be chatting about today. So if it's your first time here, wonderful to have you here. And for those of you that watch every video, comment, well, not every video, but regular watchers, commenters, likers, I so appreciate you. Thank you for contributing to the energy that I'm creating here through being myself, really, on YouTube. And if you're resonant with that, I really love having your energy as part of these videos. So peace is, yes, it's on everyone's lips. Like, either there is no way that there is going to be peace because it just feels like more chaos, more turmoil, as I said, more division. And when you are tuned into the outer world, we've been, I was going to say groomed. That's not the right word to use at the moment. We've been programmed to be further and further in division. And this has particularly been in the last 10 years, to really hate the other, to judge the other. And it's even in minor things now, things that once there would have been unity around. And now everything is so divisive. And so war is a large scale cementing of that division, where we forget that there are people there. There are people all over the world like you and me. And instead, those people become the enemy because we're programmed that way. Anyway, that's not particularly what I wanted to talk about, but this is the background to all of this. And there are plenty of people sharing some very wise words out there around this. When I consider this, I'm reminded of activists for the climate, for the environment and so on, who are really political and very charged in their energy. And of course, it's important. But at the same time, I've often wondered, do those people commune with nature every day? Do they go out? Do they speak to the earth? Do they feel her response? Do they simply sit in her and let her guide them and heal them? Because it's almost like, well, how can you be out there speaking about it if you're not actually living it? And this is how I feel about peace. We all want peace out there. But if you've been on the spiritual path for more than a day, you know that everything is an inside job. Everything starts here, because what is out there is actually our own creation, individually and collectively. But we can only take responsibility individually. That's it. So I ask you, do you have peace within you? What does that mean even? what does it mean to be at peace? So I would say that if you judge yourself in any way, criticize yourself, really, even just whether it's physically, whether it's your behavior, whether it's something you did 30 years ago, anything where you are not in harmony with yourself, you are at war with yourself. There is not unity within you. Now, how many of us can say, based on that, that we are in peace? We are in continuous, it sometimes seems, internal conflict. We are waging war with ourselves. And it's not what we truly want. Again, it's our programming. It's around us. And so I would go as far to say that if you wish to have peace within yourself, well, actually, if you wish to have peace, find that peace within yourself by observing those things. Observing, when are you causing conflict with yourself? When are you at war with yourself? And this comes one step further. If I go back from this or go deeper from this, it comes from harmony. It comes from harmonic resonance within you. It comes from the harmony of your yin and yang, your masculine and feminine. When you are in internal harmony, that is peace. And then the outer world, the world you perceive, the world you live in, what you see and what you engage with will also reflect that. And the more people holding that energy, the more that will be reflected in the external world. There will not be peace in the outer world until we become closer to having complete peace within ourselves. I'm very interested to hear your perspective on that. How does that feel for you? And do you have peace within yourself? And maybe even as I said some of those things, you think, oh yeah, I do that, I do that, I do that, I do that. And then remember that therefore that's going to be reflected outside of you. Now, this isn't about beating yourself up because that's creating more conflict with yourself. This is about observing it. This is about inviting harmony in with those aspects of yourself that seem to be battling each other. So this leads into the free event that I spoke about at the start of the video. We are approaching the equinox. I always hold an event, an online event at the equinox. It's just so perfect in its the state of harmonic resonance that the equinox is, where there is equal light and equal darkness all over the earth. I mean, just thinking that and feeling that, I feel harmony when I just even tune into that. And this is why I love having an event at this time, because the earth is holding that harmonic resonance. The earth is giving us a portal for us to step through into a higher frequency of that harmony. And this year I am holding my event online. It's on Friday, the 20th of March. It's at 7 p.m. my time, which is Australian Eastern Daylight Time. But you can click through to the invitation page and find out what time that is for you. There is a replay. Now, this year's event is going to be hosted by Mary Magdalene. Normally, or certainly in the last 2 to 3 years, I've had all the 11 Roseline oracles that I channel come in and take us through 11 chakras, and each one gives a message at each chakra about bringing harmony to that chakra. Well, this year, Mary Magdalene, she signed up for the gig solo. So we have Mary Magdalene guiding this entire event. I'll be chatting as me some of the time, and I'll be channeling her also. I'm interested, actually. I think that Yeshua will always, well, he does always come in, will also come in, because as I was walking on the beach this morning, I was thinking about this and feeling into it. And then I went for a swim at a little beach called Christmas Beach. In fact, I did a video from there before Christmas, and that was a Magdalene channeling. So I had a swim there this morning. I haven't been there for a while, and two fish swam around me, and I was tuned into them because today's actually my daughter Heidi's birthday, and so she's a Pisces, and I saw the two fish and went, there's some Pisces energy for Heidi's birthday, and then I just went, that's like the symbol of Pisces and the Piscean age, and Magdalene and Yeshua planted the seeds for this age. And even though, unfortunately, the age of Aries carried on for a couple of thousand years too long, and the Piscean age didn't bear fruit in the way it potentially could, and Heather Ensworth speaks to this beautifully, the astrologer, but still, their seeds were planted. They brought the codes. And I feel like now we are moving into those codes. And so the two fish, as they were swimming around me, were sort of crossing like this, like the DNA. And that's when I went, yes, Yeshua will also be making an appearance for the Equinox event. Because this was the what's so beautiful about the symbolism of them, because we feel and believe, and now there are certainly plenty of records that have come to light that they were in a sacred union relationship. However, I think what's most important is that they held the unity of, the unity of harmonic resonance within themselves. And in meeting each other from that place of their own sacred union, that when the power really happened. And so for that reason, I feel he'll also be there. That was a long explanation, but that's where I've got to. However, it's mainly Magdalene's gig. So the reason that she gave me for coming in at this time is, one, that their codes are being activated now. And these codes are really important because of the external state of the world, and because the priority right now is on harmonic resonance within, finding our own equinox, our own state of internal harmony, which is peace. And then we will begin to see the magic happen in the external world. And it's not necessarily, that's decades away, because if you had enough of the population finding that space, not all of the time, we're here having the human experience, but where it becomes the foundation for your life, it is where you return to, even though occasionally you may move out of balance. But that's what harmony is all about. It's not an equal balance. Harmony is where you might go a little bit one way, but then you correct. And so this is our natural way, while ever we are humans, but it's holding at our core the harmonic resonance. So this free event is on Zoom. I decided to have it on Zoom rather than YouTube. I just love the intimacy of being able to see everyone's face, and it's just more personal for me in that way. It is free. You can sign up. I will put the link below. And I realize it is not a favorable time for those of you in the Americas, but you will get the replay. So by the time you wake up, it'll be in your inbox. And actually, it'll probably be very close to the exact time of the equinox then when you see it. I'll be holding the event 5 or 6 hours actually ahead of the equinox time, but sitting in the energy still of the new moon that we'll be having, and the fact that that new moon is taking us into the new year, beginning with Aries, the new astrological year. It is a very potent time. So I would love to have you join me for that, and let us reclaim our own peace rather than fighting for peace. out there. Let's reclaim our own peace. I'd love to have you there with me. Rose blessings to you.